When people talk about the last great rock stars, Liam Gallagher's name always comes up. Swaggering on stage with his hands behind his back, parka zipped up, and attitude dripping from every word, Liam became the voice of a generation in the 1990s with Oasis. From chaotic gigs to brutal fights with his brother Noel, from tabloid scandals to an unlikely comeback as a solo star, Liam Gallagher's life reads like a rock and roll novel. This is not just the story of Oasis, it's the story of Liam Gallagher, a man who embodies both the chaos and the charm of British rock. William John Paul Gallagher, born in Manchester in 1972, grew up in a working-class Irish family. Life wasn't easy. His father was violent, and Liam later said he hated him. Music wasn't his first love. He cared more about football. But fate has a way of finding people. After a head injury from a hammer attack by school kids, Liam suddenly found himself obsessed with music. He'd later joke that maybe the knock to the head turned him into a singer. It was Noel, Liam's older brother, who had the songs, but Liam had the presence. In 1991, Liam formed a band called The Rain with friends. Noel wasn't interested at first, but after seeing them live, he decided to join. On one condition: he would write the songs, and they'd play only his material. The band changed its name to Oasis, and the rest is history. From the start, Liam was different. He didn't play guitar, didn't run around the stage. He just stood there, tilted his head up to the mic, and spat out the words like they were a fight. It wasn't an act. That was Liam Gallagher. In 1994, Oasis released Definitely Maybe, the fastest-selling debut album in British history at the time. Songs like Live Forever and Supersonic made Liam the face of Britpop. His sneer, his parka, his walk. Suddenly, everyone in the UK wanted to be Liam Gallagher. But with success came chew. Oasis gigs were notorious for being unpredictable. Liam would sometimes walk off stage mid-song or not show up at all. In one famous incident, he missed an MTV Unplugged performance in 1996, leaving Noel to sing lead vocals while Liam heckled from the balcony, pint in hand. The world loved Oasis, but the band was fueled by the volcanic relationship between Liam and Noel. They weren't just brothers, they were rivals, constantly clashing on tour, in the studio, and in interviews. One of the most famous fights happened in 1994 on a ferry to Amsterdam. Liam got drunk, insulted Noel's guitar playing, and ended up swinging a tambourine at his head. Another legendary blow-up happened in 1995 before Oasis was supposed to play on MTV. Liam turned up drunk, insulted the audience, and spat beer on the cameras. Despite everything, the tension between Liam's raw energy and Noel's songwriting genius created magic. Their second album, What's the Story, Morning Glory, sold over 22 million copies worldwide. With songs like Wonderwall and Don't Look Back in Anger, Oasis became one of the biggest bands on the planet. In 1996, Oasis played to 250,000 people over 2 nights at Nebworth. More than 2.5 million people applied for tickets, unheard of at the time. Liam stood on stage in front of the largest audience in British history for a single band, sneering and snarling into the mic like he was born for it. Nebworth wasn't just a gig, it was a cultural moment. It was Britpop's crowning achievement, and Liam Gallagher was its king. But what goes up must come down. By the late 1990s, Oasis was cracking under the weight of fame, drugs, and constant infighting. Liam became a tabloid favorite, with stories of drunken brawls, arrests, and wild behavior. In 2000, Liam lost several teeth in a fight in Munich. In 2002, he was banned from Cathay Pacific Airlines after being involved in a drunken incident on a flight to Australia. And all the while, the tension with Noel kept growing. Finally, in 2009, the inevitable happened. Just before a festival performance in Paris, Liam smashed Noel's guitar, and the brothers had one final fight. Noel quit Oasis, saying he couldn't work with Liam anymore. For millions of fans, it was the end of an era. Most people thought Liam was finished. Without Noel's songs, what could he do? Liam wasn't a songwriter, he was a frontman, but he wasn't ready to give up. With the remaining Oasis members, he formed a new band, BDI. They released 2 albums, Different Gear, Still Speeding, 2011, and B, 2013. While they had some decent reviews, BDI never came close to Oasis's success. Liam later admitted the band lacked magic. In 2014, they quietly disbanded. By 2015, Liam Gallagher was written off by many as a washed-up rock relic. But he had one more trick up his sleeve. In 2017, he launched his solo career with the album As You Were. To everyone's surprise, it was a massive success. Songs like Wall of Glass and For What It's Worth showed that Liam still he. Add that unmistakable voice, that presence, that attitude. The album went straight to #1 in the UK, proving Liam could stand on his own. His second solo album, Why Me, Why Not, in 2019, was another hit. Suddenly, Liam Gallagher was playing sold-out arenas again, headlining festivals, and even performing at Nebworth once more in 2022, 26 years after Oasis had done it. Of course, throughout all this, the question everyone asks is, will Oasis ever reunite? Liam has teased it countless times, often taking to Twitter, or X as it's now called, to hurl insults at Noel before softening up and calling for peace. Noel, on the other hand, has remained stubborn. In interviews, he said Liam is impossible to work with. Liam fires back, calling Noel a potato or snob. Their feud is legendary, equal parts tragic and hilarious. Fans still hold out hope, but for now, the Gallagher brothers remain estranged. What makes Liam Gallagher special isn't just his music, it's his personality. In an age where most celebrities are polished and careful, Liam is unapologetically himself. He swears in interviews, mocks other musicians, and carries himself like the world owes him nothing. Yet behind the arrogance, there's a charm. He loves his fans, often calling them our kid. He signs autographs, takes selfies, and treats his supporters like mates. Despite the chaos, Liam Gallagher remains beloved by millions. Liam Gallagher's story is one of survival. He's not the most technical singer, he's not a songwriter like Noel, but he has something that can't be faked: attitude. He lived through the rise and fall of Britpop, the collapse of Oasis, personal scandals, and career lows, only to come back stronger than ever. Today, in his 50s, he still sells out massive shows. He still sings with that same sneer, that same voice that made people believe in rock and roll back in the 90s. Whether or not Oasis ever reunites, Liam Gallagher has written himself into the history books, not just as a singer, but as a symbol of what it means to be a rock star. From Manchester streets to global superstardom, from drunken fights to legendary concerts, Liam Gallagher's life has been one long, unpredictable ride. He's made mistakes, sure. He's burned bridges, lost bands, and fought with just about everyone. But he's never lost what makes him unique, that raw, unapologetic spirit. In a world of polished pop stars and manufactured idols, Liam Gallagher stands tall as the last of a dying breed, a true rock and roll star.